And we go live to the hotline. Anna Garcia, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Hey, we're great. Thank you so much for checking in. It's Bill and Jessica, Power 1017. Again, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Anna Garcia, of course, TV journalist, contributor to ABC's 2020. You've had a pretty good career.
Yes, and I'm still alive and kicking.
Yeah, still doing it. We like that. And you know what is so, not even crazy, but just so great is that everybody loves the true crime. Everybody, is like drawn to, these stories and, the true crime podcasts and the shows, and I mean, it's definitely, something to, be involved in like yourself. Talk to us about your new show. It's a new syndicated crime show, True Crime News. It just launched. Give us a rundown.
Yeah, we just launched on Monday. It's a half-hour daily crime show, Monday to Friday, national show. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. I've been talking and recording shows like crazy.
I bet.
So we launched on Monday and expect to see in the half hour 2 cases where we do a deep dive. Maybe one of them is a big headline case, and maybe the other one you haven't heard of, but is going to be interesting and you should have heard of it, or we think that it's got some real value to it. Obviously, we want to look at the killers and we want to look at the motivation and the context of how the crime was committed and the plotting, but we also really want to take a look at and focus on the survivors and the victims, and because so much is focused on the killer and not enough of a discussion is had on what would justice look like in each of these cases.
Now, is it hard to do like one a day, like 30 minutes every day? Like, talk to us about that, because I know, we do podcasts and, we do, our show, but, you have to get like a specific, like story every single day. How's that been going?
Yeah, it's been really busy. Before the show launched on Monday, I was traveling the country and doing interviews and preparing for this. Mm-hmm. And yesterday, for example, I recorded 2 episodes, and I also did 3 interviews on 3 separate cases for upcoming episodes. So it is a lot of work, but if you want to do it and tell these stories with some integrity and detail, it can't just be a cursory examination of it.
Talk to us about some of the episodes, some of the, stories.
Bring a lot of cases that y'all have heard of, and then, Georgia, and not nearly as painful, someone trying to kill one. And so one morning he was stalking her, and he broke into her house. They were already separated at the time, and he cuts the power, and he shoots her 7 times.
Wow.
He's trying to kill her. But one of the bullets ricochets off of a tile in the bathroom, enters his head, and comes out his eye. He loses his eye, and because he's bleeding so profusely, he has no choice but to call 911 to help himself. But by doing so, that means the paramedics arrive, save Tina's life. Can you imagine?
Wow, that's it. So hold on. So he goes to shoot her,
yes.
but he ends up, the bullet off the bathroom tile bounces back, hits him, and then he calls 911 and they come and save his life. And then in turn, I know I'm repeating what you said, but I'm just trying to like get a handle on this, because that's just wild. It's a wild story.
That's just it. I mean, I don't blame you for repeating it, because it's just, at first you're like, are you kidding me? But
yeah.
That is exactly what happened, and then the sad part of all of this is has suffered permanent and severe damage. Fitness instructor, ran marathons, and now she has to walk with either a walker, crutches, or use a wheelchair because she's lost partial use of her legs. And she still lives in the house. She won't sell the house. She remodeled the bathroom. But her feeling is he doesn't get to take this from her. He doesn't get to claim any of her things. She's reclaimed her life, her home, and he's still writing her letters. He he's still reaching out from behind bars. Like, what doesn't this guy get?
That's crazy.
No way.
Yes, way, right? These cases are insane.
Man. And a lot of the stories are like that. I mean, it probably is amazing. You know, you travel around the globe and you find out some of these situations.
Yeah, and the thing about Tina is that I found her so inspiring, because this is a woman, she has affirmations all over her house. The magnets on the refrigerator, above in the frame. Everything is an affirmation of being positive about life and about hope. And so here's someone who has suffered such a traumatic event, and she just won't let him have power over that. And I find that so inspiring that she holds on to the light and is just so optimistic after such a horrific event.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, you know what? You're really good at telling a story.
That's incredible.
Which is why you have your syndicated crime show.
Thank you, Bill. I appreciate that.
Yeah, now I got to jump on and listen. You can check it out. How can people do that? You got the website and all that?
Yeah, go to truecrimenews.com, because it's on, different times in every city. And you can follow us on My True Crime News on all social media, or you can follow me at Anna G. News.
What are some of like the real big cases that you have talked about that you were saying that we've probably already heard of?
Well, the John Benet Ramsey case, we did that case this week because it's been almost 30 years since John Benet Ramsey was murdered. This is the little girl who was in pageants and was killed. She was 6 years old, and they found her body on Christmas Day in 1996. And so we revisited that case because it is perhaps the most famous cold case out there. And here's what's so interesting. I did her father, John Ramsey. It's a very controversial case. Many people have always suspected the family, and the police initially suspected the family. But in the 30 years since, John sat down because he's 80 years old. He wants this case solved, and he said, there are at least 12 pieces of evidence, he says, that have never been tested for DNA, including the ransom note and including the garrote that was used to strangle her. And so he has started a petition. He's written letters to the governor of Colorado. He's pleaded with the Boulder police. This is his ask, and I think it's a really reasonable one. Let us retest the existing evidence, that which was tested and that which was never tested, using new DNA technology. And maybe we can figure out, there was some DNA that was found initially, but again, it was rudimentary DNA testing that we had back then, and identified the DNA of an unknown male.
Wow.
Let's figure out who that is. Let's just figure it out.
Wow. TrueCrimeNews.com is when you can, go check out the True Crime News Show again with Anna Garcia. Are you still doing any, stuff with ABC News or 2020 or anything?
Yes, I'm still a contributor for 2020. I love working with them. They're tremendous. They, everyone tells stories a different way, and they're fantastic. I love working with them.
I mean, just such an iconic show, right?
Absolutely. The show that Barbara Walters started.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's how I say. That's what I remember, and I mean, it's great. Well, look, Anna Garcia show, True Crime News with Anna Garcia. It has launched. It's on True Crime News. Thank you so much for checking in, and we're looking forward to checking out, some of the different, stories that you're going to be telling.
Thank you.
Thank you.